So hi, I'm Amber from Influencer Updates on Instagram, and tonight I'm going to be talking about the 3 biggest Australian influencer news stories for the week. So in my opinion, they are Mia Plecic. She has got into a potential unfollow situation, I suppose, with a wedding dress designer. Martha Kalifatidis, she is launching a new project with her family, and Indy Clinton, there is some controversy around her purchasing her 2 daughters $2,300 bangles, one each. All right, so I'll start with Mia Plecic. So Outspoken podcast this week, they did a news segment stating that they suspect something has gone on between Mia Plecic and her wedding dress designer. So Mia Plecic is the owner of Slick Hair Company, and she's getting married in Europe in just a few months. And not long ago, I think they said about 6 weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago, she showed on Instagram that she was getting a wedding dress made from scratch. And apparently that is very late to leave getting a custom made gown to be made, because it can take months. And yeah, the Outspoken girls were saying that this must have been like a very quick turnaround to get this made for her so that she could take it to Europe, because she's over in Europe early. And anyway, they noticed that the designer of the dress, which is Champery Couture, them and Mia Plecic have now unfollowed each other, and it sort of ended at that. Like Outspoken were like, we're not really sure, let's wait for an update. And then later that day, Champery Couture, maybe they heard the story, I'm not sure, but they issued a statement on their story. And it was a picture of a beautiful wedding gown, and it said, "Expressions of interest. What should we do with this gown, which we custom made for someone who never collected it and pretty much screwed us over? We have our legal team on this next week, but wanted to ask everyone their thoughts on how we should get rid of this gown. We made this custom gown, which is a one-off design. Unfortunately, we have lost thousands as this individual screwed us over, and we would like to recover some funds for this dress since they refused to pay for a cent. It's 100% Italian silk organza, approximately a size 20 bust and hips, and a size 14 to 16 waist. Any funds we recover, we would love to donate to a charity. Any thoughts?" So everybody immediately assumed that this dress must be the dress that was made for Mia Plecic, and something has gone on where Champery Couture feel screwed over, in their words. So we haven't heard anything from Mia. But a lot of people were also shocked by the sizing. They were saying that this says that it was a size 20 bust and hips and a size 14 to 16 waist. And they were saying Mia Plecic must be photoshopping her photos, because she does not appear that size in her photos. But I believe that I've actually seen Mia Plecic in real life quite a few times, and she is not a size 20 bust and hips. So I think that it must be like wedding dress sizing. I noticed a lot of people were commenting on Outspoken, the podcast's Facebook group, saying, yeah, wedding dress sizing is very different to normal clothes sizing, and that wedding dress sizing, you've got to size up quite a few sizes, which I definitely agree, because I know when my sister went wedding dress shopping years ago, she was like a size 14, and she'd try on the 14 and they were so small. She couldn't even get them over her hips. So I do agree that wedding dress sizing is very different to normal sizing. But yeah, that's sort of all we've heard. I've noticed that Outspoken podcasts have taken down their reel about all of this. They did a reel about Champery Couture's statement. And was it about their statement? Yeah, it must have been. And they've also taken down the Facebook post. So I'm not sure why they've done that, but it seems that something has turned sour between Mia Plecic and her wedding dress designer, Champery Couture. So it'll be interesting to see what she does on the day. And I mean, I have heard a bit of insider information. I think the owner, Melissa, she tried to contact me this afternoon, but I've been really busy with my children, so I haven't been able to speak to her. But if she's got anything interesting, I'll put it in my subscribers' posts. And what's this person said? Oh, apparently Mia, this is just somebody that's written me this. I have no proof of it. Apparently Mia made a deal with the store, I suppose Champery Couture, saying that she was going to have her wedding photographed for Vogue magazine, and that she wanted the dress for free in exchange for exposure, and then she never picked up the dress. So yeah, maybe she didn't like the dress, but obviously she needed to communicate that. Again, this is all just speculation. I'm just reading something that a random person has sent me. Okay, story number 2, the Kalifatidises, I suppose you'd say. So Martha and her husband, I believe they are married, Michael Brunelli, and also Martha's mum, Mary, Kalifatidis, they have launched the morning roast. Now, when I did my announcement post for this, I wrote that it is a podcast, and then the So Dramatic podcast, they reported that it's not a podcast, it's an Instagram series. But then the three of them went on live and they spoke about exactly what it is, and I'm still not entirely sure. I think what it is that they're going to go live 3 mornings a week. So they're going to go live on Instagram 3 mornings a week and just talk for like 8 to 12 minutes just about things that have happened the day before or things that are coming up for the day. It's meant to be a funny sort of show though, and they might like pick a topic and talk about it. But yeah, they're going to be going live Monday, Wednesday and Friday mornings, and then they're also going to be posting that live on YouTube by the sounds of it. So personally, I think that it's a bit weird. I get that they're trying to be, I guess, sort of different to everybody, but I don't think different is going to work. I think that things work because, like, for a reason. Like, they needed to do a podcast. Everybody was so excited when they thought it was going to be a podcast because people can listen to it in the car, whereas, like, with YouTube, you can't actually, unless you're a subscriber to YouTube like I am, you can't listen to it in the background. So if you want to play on your phone and do other things, you can't be listening to their live on YouTube. And also if you're watching it live on Instagram, you also can't be using your phone to do other things. So unless you've got a second phone, I feel like this series, people are going to get over it pretty quickly. But maybe they'll adjust, like who knows, maybe they'll end up putting it on a different platform so that you can listen in the background. Maybe they'll end up just uploading it to a podcast system anyway, just the audio version. Don't know, but watch this space. But also in the live, there were a lot of interesting details. So Martha had been in New Zealand for a few days and she had said that she hadn't pooped for 4 days and she was feeling very unwell. She also spoke about her recent boob implant removal. She was saying that she misses her big boobs and what else? That she felt that they looked more femme on her. She used that word femme. She also had her nose job 15 to 20 years ago and she would like to have it done again. She's saying that her current nose is very cute and she would like a more mature nose, but she wouldn't actually do it. She's just saying she wants it, but she wouldn't do it. And what else? Oh, she doesn't pay rent for living at her mum's house, which I think a lot of people would find interesting. They also have no plans to move out and they'll probably have another baby there. And Martha, Michael and Lucius still have the master bedroom because Mary gave it to them when Martha was very sick during her pregnancy and they never left the master bedroom. I think that's really funny considering it's Mary and the dad's house. And her advice, Martha's advice for fighting with Michael is to get over it because you'll eventually talk again, so you may as well keep talking. And I was like, that's actually quite good advice. Like, there's no point not talking because you're going to talk again anyway. And Martha also met Tiger, the singer, in Greece one time, but Michael then quickly cut her off and said, no, you've got to save that for an episode of the Morning Roast. So that's what's going to be coming on their 3 lives a week. And then the final story I've got here is Indy Clinton has shown some gold bangles on her daughters recently, her 2 daughters, not her son. And she had to justify herself, I suppose. She felt that she had to. And she has linked where she bought the bangles from. They are $2,300 each and they are 9-carat gold. They're also the sort of bangle that you can add in links to make them bigger as your child grows bigger, which I think is a great thing. It's not just something they can wear as a baby and then you get rid of it. What else has she written? That's all she's written about that one, but I wanted to add that my opinion on this, the $2,300 bangles, is go for it. Spend your money on what you want. You've got to spend your money on something, and she's obviously got enough money. If she wants to buy gold bangles for her daughters, well, she should. But I also understand, again, Outspoken the podcast, we're talking about this, like other people's opinions were that it makes them feel bad that they can't buy $2,300 bangles for their daughters. And yeah, that does suck. It does suck that makes people feel upset. But also Indy can't not post about things. Like, she still has to post her life. She can't protect everybody and everything. And influencers, they're not normal people. We really need to remember that. These people are earning a lot more than the average person. And we can't be comparing ourselves. And this is a real reminder not to compare ourselves. However, I am comparing myself. Here are 2 gold bangles for my 2 daughters. They were not $2,300. My mum bought these for them. So My mum loves jewellery and she bought these for my daughters. I'll show you. Bit of a personal story. So she got them one each and they were $500 each, which is absolutely outrageous. They can be like adjusted, the size. So actually one of them fits me if it's on like the biggest one. And honestly, since my daughter's got these, they have been a massive liability because my eldest daughter wants to wear hers all of the time. And every time she wears it, she gets it snagged on something and it falls off. However, these are very dainty bracelets and they're chains and then they've got the clasp that opens. Whereas the one Indy bought her daughters, I'll show you a picture very quickly. They are very different. They're a solid gold bangle. However, I imagine they would get scratched quite easily, but then maybe you can get it polished again. I don't know. But yeah, I think that she will find that they will not last forever. And yeah, like I said, these are a bit of a liability in my life because now I have to like hold on to them for years and years and years until my daughters are old enough to wear them. But I do love them and they're very special and I'm very grateful my mum did that. But I also feel sick that she spent so much money on it. But, you know, like I said, got to spend your money on something. That's what I felt like saying to my mum. Or like that's how I justify what my mum spent. All right, so I'm going to go through the questions now. Molly-Mae has finally spoken out. Did you watch it? Yes, I watched her YouTube video today. So at the start, she spoke for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes about how she's not going to speak about the situation out of respect for the fact that Tommy is her daughter's dad. She very much made it clear that this was a sudden decision. It wasn't a build-up of occurrences. It was a very sudden decision. And obviously we all think we know that Tommy cheated on her. That is, I think that's a given at this point. However, he posted a few days ago saying something like, oh, you know, all these false accusations have been absolutely devastating. But I think he's referring to the pregnancy false allegations. Don't know, but it looks like Molly's never going to speak about it, so we're probably never going to know, which, yeah, it's quite frustrating. But I honestly think that Molly is so classy. She also spoke about the breakup at the end of her vlog, and she was speaking about how it's easy in the day to distract herself. Like she's got her work, and it's the mornings and the evenings and the weekends that are really hard because that's when she's alone and Bambi's asleep, and on the weekend they'd be doing family activities where they can't do them anymore. But she is still launching her big up-and-coming project that she's been teasing for a very long time. So she says that she's been working on it for about 2.5 years, since before she got pregnant with Bambi. And she was originally planning to launch it on the 1st of September. So she said she still wants to stick with launching this business and that this breakup is not a publicity stunt for the launch of her new business, but the 1st of September, she's actually going to push it back a week now. So it's going to be the 8th of September. She said that's when we're going to find out what it is. And then the brand's going to actually launch on the 21st of September. So I'm very excited. She says it's a 2-man show. So it's just her and one other person working on it. And she's done 90% of the work herself. And I don't know what the rumors are. Apparently, people read like tattle threads and stuff, obviously. But I haven't read those. So I'm not really sure what the speculation might be. But surely it's a clothing brand. Like she's really positioned herself as a fashion influencer over the years, and she's got a partnership with Look Fantastic, so it wouldn't be a beauty brand. And she's also got Filter, which is like her tanning and body products. So yeah, I'm really thinking it's going to be a clothing brand, and surely it's going to be her fashion of like oversized beige basics, like blazers and trackies, and yes, watch this space, I suppose. Sophie Guillen and her 4th husband split. Yes, it does seem so. I did talk about that on my live last week, so I'm not going to talk about it again. But if you go to my YouTube channel, I put all my old lives there, and I write in the caption at what point I talk about everything, so you can skip straight to that point. Maria Fatul will also be on Q&A Monday, Brains and Beauty. Sure, she'll talk about the census as a queer woman. Can't wait. Oh, that will be really good. I really like the things that Maria Fatul talks about. She talks about really different things to other influencers. She's like really out there doing good things. I think that she is a really good person to follow. Can you do a podcast of these updates? I probably could, but I'd have to rehearse it. I wouldn't be able to just get on a podcast and just ramble like I do, because I don't think people would listen to it. Even these videos I do, I only get about 2,000 views on YouTube, which isn't much. Although I find if I break them up into segments and put them on TikTok, they do get a lot of views. But I'm just a bit lazy for that, to be honest. I'd rather focus more on, like, the limited time I have, I'd rather focus more on posting more content for my subscribers, because I aim to post 10 updates a day for subscribers and it's a lot of work, but I love it, of course. I absolutely love doing the updates. Do you know anything about Olivia Molly Rogers' new project that she mentioned? No, I didn't even know she mentioned one. I watched her Q&A the other night and I didn't see her mention a project. Interesting. Talk to me in the DMs about that one, please. If the legal team was on it, I doubt they would be arrived to post that story up. Seems like an idle threat. That's a really good point about the Champery Couture and the Mia Plecic thing. So the Champery Couture people said that their legal team will be on it next week, and yet they posted that story. I agree. Surely a legal team would say not to post the story. That is a really good point. Yeah, so this person's saying that with my lives, that the person could just listen on YouTube with earphones. But that's what I was saying about Martha's new thing before, that unless you're a subscriber to YouTube, the ads are honestly, like, I can't bear the ads on YouTube. That's why I subscribed. And I watch a lot of YouTube. It's a bit old school, but I do. And yeah, you can't really listen with earphones if you're doing other things. That's the problem. Someone here saying they had to size down for their wedding dress. Maybe that was a specific brand. Maybe it was a good brand that didn't make people feel like crap. I was watching a UK influencer this afternoon, actually, and she's a mid-size influencer. She's a size 14, and she was trying on a piece of clothing that she hated, and she was saying, like, a mantra to herself. She's like, it's the clothes, not me. My body is perfect. It's the clothes, not me. And I was like, that is a really good mantra. It's the same with, like, the sizing. If you try on something and it's too small, it's not you. Like, you're still the same size. It's the clothes that are the problem, not you. Oh, this is a good point as well about Martha's new going live 3 mornings a week, that no one's going to be remembering to go live with them at Sparrow's Fart, so like early in the morning, 3 mornings a week. That's a good point, like the time of day that they do it. Are they going to do it at like 9 o'clock when heaps of people are busy doing the school run? Like, I don't know, that is a very good point. It's a Greek thing, not paying rent. There we go. That's why Martha doesn't pay rent at her mum's house, even though she has the master bedroom. Oh, this person's saying that the Martha and her family should have gone hard on vlogs. Their TikTok is so entertaining, so the only thing similar is YouTube. I love watching them, but definitely won't remember to get on live. Yes, that is a really good point. I really think that TikTok needs to build in... Oh, okay, I don't think it. They actually have built-in subscription. Indy Clinton offers it. So, yeah, maybe Martha needed to offer a TikTok subscription instead of this live thing. I'm not sure. Would you subscribe to Martha's TikTok if she was going to be posting 3 mornings a week? I probably would, to be honest, especially because she's blocked me on Instagram. Okay, these are comments about the bangles. So they are a beautiful heirloom item. It's nice to see people spoiling their kids. Some influencers won't spend a cent on their kids. That is such an interesting point that I hadn't thought of. So yeah, I feel like influencers get hate if they spend too much on their kids, and then they get hate if they don't do enough for their kids. So yeah, that is a really good point. This person saying she sure does not spend it on carbs. Yes, Indy Clinton shows often like what she eats in a day, and there is not a carb in sight. She is very much protein and veggies. The Shameless podcast are off to New York soon. That is cool for them. So fun. And this person has a similar bracelet from when they were a bub to my daughter's Bluebird bracelets. So cute. This person's shocked that they were $500 each. Honestly, so am I. I don't even know why. Like, are they... Obviously, they're gold, but I don't know anything more than that. This person also got their daughter bangles for $500 each for their birthdays to keep forever. Well, that's it. Just don't let them wear them. As I said, whenever my daughter wears it, it always falls off. But she did wear it on a jumping castle, so that's probably why. Oh, okay. These are about Molly-Mae, these comments. So the speculation here is that it is a clothing line. Is Molly still with PLT? No, she's not. Would you ever cut your hair? I think a short bob suits you. Interestingly, I mentioned on my live last week that nearly 2 weeks ago, I actually cut about 20 centimeters off my hair. So this is the shortest my hair has ever been pretty much in my life. So no, I will not cut it any shorter than this. It's usually curled, but couldn't be bothered today because I was not doing anything worth curling it for. Maria is probably one of the smartest influencers out there, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that she's a bit beyond influencer. She's definitely like a media personality now at this point. She's also got like a lot of media training through her Miss Universe. I think she was Miss Universe. So yeah, she's definitely more than an influencer, I would say. Have Martha & Co actually said they will be airing it live? Yeah, when I listened to the 45-minute live, they said they're going to be going live on Instagram 3 days a week and then posting those videos to YouTube. Any news on Cassidy, or has she fallen off everyone's radar? Well, yes, there is some news. Her podcast with Josh Moss, Josh Moss? I think that's his name. They are going to be at Beyond the Valley this year doing a live podcast segment. So that is over New Year's Eve. And yeah, I think that would be so exciting for them. It's actually, the festival Beyond the Valley is actually quite close to my house. I live in Geelong and it's about half an hour drive from here inland. It used to be Meredith Music Festival. It's at the same place. Oh. This person's saying with YouTube, if you go on the Google Chrome or Google and change to viewer's desktop site, then it lets you do picture in picture, so you can still use your phone for other things and watch. That is such a good hack. I never knew that about YouTube. I always use the app, and yeah, as I said, I pay for it because I can't listen in the background. So good. Somebody here knows Maria personally, and it's one of their biggest life flexes. Oh, who's this person? They're talking about someone investing. Oh, okay. 30K to hire Adrian Portelli jet Melbourne to Brisbane. Heaps of goss on his current Q&A. Oh, I'll have to watch that tonight. But yeah, apparently it's $30,000 if you want to hire his jet to fly from just Melbourne to Brisbane. I guess that's one way. That is crazy. All right. Well, thank you everybody for submitting your questions and for tuning in tonight. And I'll post this on YouTube now and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.